Today it's Mimighoul Ninja time. If you're looking for a fun deck that not only controls the field but also strikes deadly, Mimighoul Ninja is just for you. But here's the thing. Even though Mimighoul and Ninja are far from the meta, you'd be surprised what they can pull off together. In fact, with their versatility, they can disarm even the strongest challenges. And to prove it, here are 5 duels in Diamond Ring, and you'll see why Mimighoul Ninja is so tactically vicious. So here's the first one, where you'll see how our Mimighouls can really control the field. Although we didn't open with our best starter, Mimighoul Slime and Archfiend will get us going. With Slime on the field, we can do this. Go Ninjutsu Art Notebook of Mystery! Oh, okay, I guess not. Our ninjas will have to sit this one out for now. But that's okay because we can continue with our Mimighouls. In order for us to really control the field, we'll need to set up a few things. Mimighoul Maker will let us trigger some really nasty surprises next turn, and also bring out some Mimighouls. But there's more that we need. We're trying to beat a Dungeon Master, so we need to set up our pieces. And this is how we'll do it. Go Giant Mimighoul! He'll grab us our Mimighoul dungeon. But our dungeon wouldn't be the same without His Highness, so we gotta bring him out too. Go Mimighoul Master! We have almost everything that we need to control the field. With our setup, not only will we have surprises on our field, but our opponent will also have to deal with some nasty ones on theirs. You'll see. Alrighty, so our opponent is playing Ryzeal. And if you know, Ryzeal loves to spawn from the hand. So we're gonna do this. It's time to wake up Mimighoul Fairy. And this little trickster has a powerful effect. Fairy shuts down activated monster effects if they were special from the hand this turn, so that'll definitely slow Ryzeal down. But we still need to stop Detonator from coming out. Go Mimighoul Room! Let's put Ryzeal to sleep and drop an explosive surprise on them too. And speaking of which, we'll set off the trigger. Go Mimighoul Maker! It's time to wake up Mimighoul Dragon. And you'll see what I was talking about. And that's how we control the field. Our ninjas couldn't play this duel, but you won't want to miss out the next one where they get to really shine. So here's the next one where you'll see how our Mimighouls embrace the ninjutsu arts. Artifact Lancia? That won't affect us. We open with what might look like a strange hand, but we can actually still do a lot. Mimighoul Master isn't our best normal summon, and Mimighoul Archfiend is just sitting on their field. But here's something really cool. By bringing out Green Ninja with Notebook of Secrets, and turning Mimighoul Master into a ninja with Iron Digger, we can do this. Go Mason the Battle Ninja! And with Green Ninja in the grave, we can flip up Mimighoul Archfiend. But that's not all. Not only will Archfiend give us a card, Mason will now bring out a ninja. That's some Mimighoul Ninja teamwork. Baku the Beast Ninja will let us recur Notebook of Secrets to use on our opponent's turn. And even better, we can now go straight into our Mimighoul line. Release the Mimighouls! And this is where we ended on. Our board might not look scary, but there's still a lot that we can do. Speaking of which, let's do something now. Go Ninjutsu Art Notebook of Mystery! We'll bring in Tobari the Sky Ninja for some backup. Miscellaneousaurus? No way! Go Ash Blossom! Let's stop them here as well. Go Mimighoul Throne! Whoa, it's Fire King! To stop them from extending further, we're gonna have Mason bring in some backup. We're gonna bring out Mitsu the Insect Ninja to tag team with Tobari. And here's what I mean. Go Mitsu! Not only will we be able to negate a monster effect, but now Tobari is live. Because we're fighting Fire King, we do need to stop Kieran from getting destroyed. So we're gonna have Little Knight banish Kieran right now. It might seem like our opponent is finished, but here comes Diabellstar. We just need to be patient and use our final disruption after choke point. One wrong move and our opponent might be able to fully recover. Alright, so we gotta stop their extender. Go Tobari the Sky Ninja! Let's fuse into Yaguramaru, and he'll let us banish a card. At this point, we're out of interruptions. When you think it's over, it's actually not. As a last resort, they bring out Typhon to bounce back one of our monsters. And now with Little Knight coming back, it's time to push for the win. Something we do need to be careful of is destruction. This is because their Fire King monsters might trigger in the grave. Well, now it's the perfect time to show you something really cool that our ninjas can do. Whoa, Dominus Impulse? That's a little annoying, but we can keep going. The plan is to bring out an honorary guest that's great at closing games. So let's bring him out. Go, Mimighoul Dragon! But how is he gonna help us if we're trying to not destroy the Fire King monsters? Well, that's where we'll have Mimighoul Dragon embrace the ninjutsu arts. Go Ninjutsu Art Tool Iron Digger! With Mimighoul Dragon now a ninja, he can go straight for the kill next to Mason, and that's 9,000 life points worth of damage. Our ninjas got to really shine this tool, but the next one really pushes Mimighouls to the limit. Let's go! So here's the next one where our Mimighouls will face a fierce board. We do try to use Maxx C, but yeah, that's not gonna work. And here come the Fiendsmith, and the Unchained, and Yubel. Alright, so how will our Mimighouls break their board? Something that we need to be careful of is that their whole deck revolves around destruction, so we really need to tread carefully. And it's situations like this why our deck runs 3 copies of Forbidden Droplet. Go Forbidden Droplet! With their monsters now disabled, we just need to clear their field. We were a bit unlucky with Mimighoul Maker since we definitely don't want to flip up Dragon to destroy things, but we have Mimighoul Slime as a backup. They do know that their monsters are negated, right? Now we can wake up Slime with Archfiend. Whoa, Ghost Ogre? That will destroy Archfiend, but that won't stop his effect. Now let's wake up Mimighoul Slime. And now we can grab Mimighoul Dragon for a search. So the plan here is still to clear their field, and the best way we can do that is through Zeus, since that avoids destruction. But we're first going to bring out Giant Mimighoul. I do make a critical misplay here by not grabbing Mimighoul Room with Giant Mimighoul Search, and you'll see later why that costs us. Let's bring him out. Go, Divine Aizu Sky Thunder! And let's wipe their field. Our opponent is trying to do stuff here, but it won't matter since nothing will get destroyed. With the dust settled, we can do a little Mimighoul setup, but you'll soon see that this duel is far from over. Our opponent may not have monsters in their hands, but they do have some in the grave, so here comes the Fiendsmith again. And right here is precisely the time where I wish I had Mimighoul Room, because we would have been able to stop Fiendsmith right here. But now you'll see that the tides start to turn in our opponent's favor. Now that's a chunky Desiree. Oh no, Mimighoul Archfiend! So we just lost a ton of life points and now we have to deal with their boss monster. But our Mimighoul Ninjas aren't gonna give up. So we'll have to bait out Desiree's negation, and it's a good thing we have both Mimighoul Dragon and Dungeon to do just that. Nice, so they took the bait. Now we can go into our Mimighoul line through Dragon, but we're not out of the woods just yet. What's going to be tricky is getting around Fiendsmith Desiree since he's untargetable. We do have a certain someone that we can bring out to deal with him though. But before we do, we'll want to do a few things. Let's bring him out. Go Giant Mimighoul! This time we're gonna grab Mimighoul Room for some follow-up. And we might as well bring out Green Ninja for another body. But we're not done yet. We'll also want to disable whatever they have face down. So let's bring her out. Go SP Little Knight! And finally it's time to deal with Desiree. Come on out! Go Mimighoul Dragon! Mimighoul Dragon pretty much can get us over any big monster, but we will lose him due to Desiree's floating effect. And with that, we'll have to hope that Mimighoul Room is enough to stop them next turn. Let's see what happens. Go Mimighoul Room! Whew, that was enough to stop them this turn. Now this is our chance to close the game. We need to deal with 5,000 life points to them, but with Yubel and Fiendsmith in the grave, we also still need to be careful about destroying their monsters. And here's a cheeky way we can do that. Because we have Giant Mimighoul, Mimighoul Master can attack their life points directly as long as they have a face down monster. Go Giant Mimighoul! Our Mimighouls got out of a tough spot, but in the next duel, we'll be fighting one of the most powerful dice. Let's go! So here's the next one where you'll see how our Mimighouls use everything that they have to hold off the meta. And as usual, we'll begin with our best starter. Go Mimighoul Maker! Our ninjas are nowhere to be seen, but we have more than enough Mimighouls to set up a board. We'll go with our usual Mimighoul dungeon and room setup, while also having Throne and a few set Mimighouls as backup. This is a pretty solid plan, but with who we're facing, you'll see our field control be pushed to its limit. So this is where we ended on, and our Mimighouls are ready to go. Here it comes! Heavy back row removal like Harpy's Feather Duster really messes with our field control, but we can still use Mimighoul Room to place an explosive surprise for them. Plus we'll have Mimighoul Master wake up our first Mimighoul. With Mimighoul Fairy up, she'll lock down some monster effects. but you'll see that this definitely won't be enough. Because we definitely don't want Dormouse to use her effect, it's time to wake up another Mimighoul. Go Mimighoul Maker! But this is just the beginning. We really want to keep their monsters out of the field, so let's bounce them back. Go Mimighoul Throne! And because Throne has 2 materials, that's 2 bounces. But it's not over yet. We gotta stop them from bringing out another Maliss. Go Ash Blossom! What? Call by the Grave? Darn, this isn't good. We have no more interruptions, and now 1 Maliss is gonna sneak out, and you'll see why 1 is enough for them to snowball. It seems like our opponent doesn't realize that Mimighoul Master can't be destroyed. He's our tough boss monster, but will still be taking some damage. On the bright side, you'll see that their endboard isn't as strong as it could have been thanks to Mimighoul Fairy being flipped up early. Thanks, Fairy! So we survived Maliss's onslaught. This is our chance to turn things around. Whoa, and this is just what we needed. Let's bring out more Mimighouls. Alright, so our opponent's gonna bring out a bunch more Maliss with GWC. At this point, we really need to clear the field, and the plan is to bring out Zeus. But of course, there's more Maliss effects going off, and also we're being hit with Droll, so yeah, Zeus is definitely our fallback. But it's at this point that I make a really critical mistake. I completely forgot that Maliss's field spell stops us from attacking anything but Maliss Link monsters. And what's worse is that I could have used Giant Mimighoul's effect to destroy the field spell before battling. Oops. Even though Giant Mimighoul gets rid of the Link monsters, here comes Maliss Marchair. At this point, especially with the misplay, all we can really do is bring out Little Knight and Mimighoul Master to make our last stand. Our only hope now is to rely on the sleeping Mimighouls on their field. But would this really work? We'll have to try. And here they come again. SP Little Knight is going to get negated, so now our last hope is Mimighoul Master. Luckily for us last turn, Mimighoul Maker placed a sleeping Mimighoul Dragon on their field. So what we need to do is have Master wake him up precisely at the right moment. Go Mimighoul Master! Because of the way mandatory effects work, Mimighoul Dragon will be the first to start the next chain, and that means that whatever Maliss comes back on the field will immediately get destroyed. And with precision and a little bit of hope, we have another turn. Now let's end this duel. Our opponent is down to 4,400 life points of all the Maliss costs that they've been paying for, and that's gonna be their downfall. With Mimighoul Dungeon, we can bring back Mimighoul Fairy to help us go into Mimighoul Throne, and it's a good thing we run 2 copies. With Mimighoul Throne, we can bounce back our sleeping Mimighoul. Now let's wrap this up. Go Mimighoul Master! This duel was a really tough one for our Mimighouls, but this last one will also be against a really strong meta challenger. Let's go! So here's the last one where you'll see how our ninjas can hold their ground even with a non-optimal hand. What? Foolos? Well, we won't have any more summons anyways. With our Ninjutsu Art Notebook of Mystery, we can grab the best ninja trap card, and with that, we'll set the rest of our cards and hopefully survive a turn. Now it's only fair now that we use Maxx C, right? But that's not gonna matter. Yep, we're up against Tenpai, and we definitely gotta stop Hydra from searching Sankin Summon. Go Forbidden Droplet! What's cool is that because we sent Notebook of Secrets to the grave, we can also flip Hydra down. And that's all they have. But now we can do this. Go Ninjutsu Art of Dancing Leaves! Since it's their end phase, it's a perfect time to recover some resources with Hanzo and Baku. Now we have our 2 best Mimighoul and Ninja spells in our hand. It's time to cook Tenpai. Let's first deal with that face down card. Go Mimighoul the Armor Ninja! Alright, so we baited out their infinite impermanence. Now we can go into our Mimighoul line. With both Mimighoul Room and Ninjutsu Art Notebook of Mystery, we should be able to go straight for the kill, but you'll soon see that our opponent isn't gonna let that happen. Just when we're about to bring out Mimighoul Dragon, this happens. Nibiru? No, our monsters! Well, I guess it's time for plan B. We'll have to hold back Tenpai for another turn now. It's a good thing we still have enough resources to set up our defensive board. So let's bring him out. Go Mason the Battle Ninja! And now we're ready. We're ending on a pretty solid board with both Mimighouls and Ninjas ready to strike, but we're up against Tenpai, so we'll still need to be careful. It looks like they're trying to normal summon, but they'll first have to flip up our Mimighouls, and it's gonna cost them. Go Ninjutsu Art of Dancing Leaves! So Dominus Impulse will stop Mason from bringing out a ninja, but they forgot about Mimighoul Archfiend's effect. And there goes their last card in their hand. Nice, that was the last one. Now let's check out our build. So this is my Mimighoul build. It's actually quite different from my previous one. After thinking a whole lot more about how to make Mimighoul Ninja not only consistent but also more synergistic, I realized that something had to change. On my previous build, there was way too much focus on trying to bring out Ninja Grandmaster Hanzo. Hanzo is great and all, but what he ends up searching doesn't lead to too much on the same turn, especially when going first. So instead, this build revolves more on establishing our Mimighouls first, since not only are they a whole lot more consistent in their openers, but also more resistant to interruption. With this 40 card build, we still do keep all the main ninjas in this deck because of all the versatility they provide. That said, I'm really happy with this build as it has been playing pretty comfortably in Diamond so far. Now if you're looking for your next fun deck to play, I definitely recommend Mimighoul Ninja. But if you're looking for something different, maybe you'll want to check out my other videos where I pair Mimighoul with Dogmatica. It's a super awesome combo. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. Bye bye!